Hi, today I'm going to be doing a review of the article Gaining from Vertical Partnerships, Knowledge Transfer, Relationship Duration, and Supplier Performance Improvement in the United States and Japanese Automotive Industries. This article related to the relationship between suppliers and buyers and took an interesting take on seeing if it actually would improve the supplier's performance versus most studies that look at the buyer's performance. The study started off describing the differences in the duration of the relationship between the buyer and the supplier. They called it a link duration, and basically it's describing the length of time that the supplier and buyer have been working together, their history together, and how that time improved the performance between the two groups. It also broke down the two types of transfer knowledge that were used between supplier and buyer that increased the performance between the two groups. And basically it discussed technical knowledge as well as technological knowledge. Technical knowledge refers to technique or very specific situations, so how to work through a particular situation. And technology knowledge was more around broad concepts and the application of information between the two corporations. When they looked at the information, they did find that in over 100 companies in the United States as well as in Japan, that technical knowledge was something that was seen to be beneficial to the supplier's relationship in the beginning, mainly as they're getting to know each other, and technology knowledge was more relevant when the relationship had grown, they had been together more often. And it makes sense in the sense that when an organization first starts working with one, it's more about the specifics. And as they become more comfortable with each other, the specifics have already kind of been explained, and it becomes a more broad application of the desires and strategies of the company. Overall, it was found that in all of the companies that the technical knowledge was not nearly as important in short-term relationships as the technology knowledge was very important, but only found in relationships that had a longer link duration. They also found a couple of other things. In the U.S. in particular, there's evidence that the smaller scale technical knowledge exchanges promoted the supplier's performance. So, and it linked that to the fact that the United States sometimes is a little bit more quick to change suppliers than maybe Japanese corporations are, and you kind of attribute that to Americans' need for instant gratification or for immediate answers now versus maybe the Japanese, who are a little bit more patient, a little bit more disciplined, and give their suppliers the opportunity to meet the expectations that they have. It also says that the United States has possibly become more prone to joint problem solving, so working together from the beginning, allowing them to kind of enhance and get faster through those technical knowledge transfers. It also talked about how the Japanese found it to be much more beneficial for technology knowledge transfer, or the more broad transfer, but that in all cases that type of transfer should not be pursued prematurely, that it would be beneficial or would not be beneficial, and would not result in bettering of the relationship or performance. Overall, I thought the article was very good. It was very technical in some places. I had to read over to gain exactly what was trying to be explained, a lot of technical data. But it had some really great points, and I like how it talked about the differences culturally between the two organizations and tried to explain some of the reasons why they saw the results that they did. I also thought it was a very unique article in the fact that it looked at the supplier's performance versus the buyer's performance, which is a typical approach to looking at relationships between two firms. This also related specifically to the information we're discussing in this chapter, because we're discussing those relationships and how to become an effective or have an effective buyer and supplier relationship. And this laid out not only the benefit in the duration of the relationship, but especially in the type of knowledge that's transferred between the two organizations. Thank you.